Hi, how you doing? And welcome back to another video from the channel. So, what we've got today is just a preview video into Game Week 3, and we'll start with a little review video from Game Week 2. But before we get started, any likes and subscribes on the channel is greatly appreciated. Very grateful for any support we can get. And yeah, let's get into it. So, game week through 2 got me 71 points overall. And going into Sunday's games, I think there were 3 games left, and I was about 4.3 million rank in the world, and that jumped up to 2.5, which just goes to show how close the point spread is for the points that we've scored so far in 2 game weeks. I think I'm actually only 10 points off of like 1 millionth place, something ridiculous like that, which is the difference of a couple of clean sheets or maybe a goal and some bonus points. So please don't worry too much if you're not too sure about your positions in the rankings so far, you're a little bit worried, give it a bit more time. Okay, as long as you're there or thereabouts, there's lots of points still to be played for as we move forward. So starting in goal, we've got Dean Henderson. Fantastic performance from Dean Henderson. Was really wanting that clean sheet, especially after that penalty save. Thought it was fantastic that he got so many points there, and it's not something that's going to happen every week, just maybe occasionally, but at 4.5 million, I will absolutely take it. Moving into the defence, what I'm not too happy about is the way Liverpool haven't kept a clean sheet in the first 2 games against Fulham and Crystal Palace. You would think that out of those 2 teams, they would keep a clean sheet against at least one, which is about 10 or 20 points difference, between no clean sheets and 2 clean sheets, and that would really have boosted my rank. But I did get Williams coming off the bench as Undav didn't play, so there is 7 points there. So sometimes you've just got to take the rough with the smooth. Cancelo, clean sheet and assist, fantastic performance, but also what you'd expect from a premium Man City defender that gets forward and puts crosses into the box. Ben White rounding out the defence with just 1 point, but I wasn't expecting too much against Leicester City, so I'll take what I can get. Now, moving into the midfield is a bit disappointing there. Blanks from Saka, Son, and Salah. I captained Salah at the start of the week. I don't regret it. After Haaland only got an assist in Man City's game, I was feeling so positive about Salah playing Crystal Palace. I thought it was a really good opportunity to shoot up the leaderboards, but it just wasn't to be. Lingard did get an assist though, a bit of a deflected cross, but again, you take what you can get, especially when your premium assets are blanking. Apart from Jesus. Now, Jesus there, 19 points, 2 goals and 2 assists. Obviously, if in hindsight you would have captained Jesus, but you're not to know that going into the game week. My philosophy is always to captain the biggest hitter on the best team with the best fixture, and that's what I thought Salah was. Interesting dilemma going into the captaincy this week, though, and that's something we're going to discuss. Rounding out the bench, not really much to write home about there. Bit disappointed with Undav's minutes. He is someone that I'm looking at potentially transferring out in the near future. So, looking at the fixtures for this game week and who to captain, I would really not look past someone like Jesus or Salah. I think they both have great fixtures, and chances are you've got either Jesus or Salah in your team. It would be very unique team setup if you didn't have either. And if you didn't, you've probably got Haaland in, who is maybe a good option against Newcastle if you didn't have Jesus or Salah. Haaland looks to maybe be, not rotation proof, but he is the focal point of Man City's attack, and he's the one that's playing and starting, and it looks to be the players around him that are maybe rotating. So they're getting used to that system. He's getting used to playing for Man City. So before the Champions League starts, they're going to want him playing minutes in that team. Looking at the team for this game week, then, and in goal, we've got Dean Henderson. Everton are yet to score a goal, I believe, and I think that's going to, bode really well for Nottingham Forest. I don't think Forest are going to keep necessarily many clean sheets, especially away from home. You're looking at that home team, that home crowd when they're playing there, and they're really supporting and boosting the team. And they're not going to get that as much away from home, so those performances are probably going to dip, and that is worth keeping an eye on if you've got Forest players and you've got someone that you can rotate with them. Moving into the defence, double Liverpool defence. I think they've got a chance of keeping a clean sheet against Man United. It's not a given, but it's great time to play Man United. And I would say even playing Man United away is maybe even better because the home fans, they're getting frustrated. They're going to be on the backs. And hopefully, Liverpool need to get a win at some point. They can't afford to not win any of the first three league games, no matter how many injuries they've got, if they're hoping to challenge Man City for the title. Otherwise, it's going to be over before it's even got a chance to get started. Williams in defence as well. I think double Nottingham Forest defence is risky at best, but I've not really got too many options off the bench, and I'm happy with them playing Everton. I think that's a reasonable fixture for them. Cancelo away at Newcastle, he's always going to play in my team, is Cancelo. And Ben White away at Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth is a fantastic game for Arsenal, but Ben White is somebody that I'm a little bit concerned about in terms of how many minutes he's going to get moving forward. He actually started at right back on the weekend and came off about 70 minutes for Tomiyasu. Now, Arsenal also have Tierney coming back in. So if you do have any Arsenal defenders, it is worth monitoring those minutes because they're starting with Saliba and Gabriel. But if Tierney comes back in, does Zinchenko go into midfield? Does Tierney come in at centre back? Does Ben White shift across to centre back once Tomiyasu's fit, or is Saliba and Gabriel the mainstay defenders, and therefore Ben White misses out? At 4.5 million, it's not a huge concern, but it is something just worth monitoring moving forward. Looking at the midfield, I think they've got great fixtures there. Saka away at Bournemouth, we've just talked about. I am going to captain Salah away at Man United. I think it's a sort of game that Salah could dominate and really take advantage, especially if Man United get the heads down like they did against Brentford and concede a few in a short space of time. Looking at Son, he is playing Wolves at home. I don't have many players playing at home this week, which is a little bit of a concern, but it's just how the rotations have fallen. I do hopefully think Son can get attacking returns against Wolves. And then rounding out the midfield, we've got Lingard. When I'm thinking about making a transfer, and I have a transfer to burn, there's a chance I could waste it. I've got two free transfers banked up. If I don't use it, I'll lose one. If I am going to use it, I'd take Lingard out probably, and then upgrade either Ben White or Undav moving forward. I think triple Nottingham Forest is a bit risky. I mean, Williams and Henderson, they're 4 million and 4.5 million each. There's not really any money to be saved transferring them out. If I do transfer Lingard out, then I could, if I got someone cheaper, even 4.5 million or 4.6 million of De Silva, somebody like that. That money could be reinvested elsewhere, and I could look at upgrading Undav to Mitrovic or Ben White to Kyle Walker, which is a real possibility because if Man City don't sign another defender, Kyle Walker is somebody that you would definitely want to get in your team for 5 million. And that is another situation which you should be monitoring closely come the end of the transfer window. Starting up front is Jesus. I've got him as vice captain. He could potentially become captain instead of Salah, but I'm pretty confident in Salah, and I think Jesus is just a fantastic fantasy league option overall. So if you are going to captain Jesus instead of Salah, I don't mind it. You've got to do what you want for your team where you think he's going to get as many points as possible. Rounding out the bench, I've got Undav as first sub that could quite easily change to Andres Pereira. Um, and yeah, let me know what you think. Have you got any questions of your own team? Have you got any advice I could do with my transfers moving forwards? And yeah, thank you very much for listening. Good luck in your game week. Remember, don't worry about it too much moving forwards. Just enjoy the game. And yeah, any likes and subscribes is greatly appreciated. And I will see you in the next one.